Hi, my name is Samuel Jordan Stelschus, and this is a Summarative Blog for MBA 622, Organizational Behavior and Communication. Um, I'm at the tail end of my MBA career at this point. I've about two more classes left after this one. So I've been through the Walsh system for quite a bit now, and just in general, what I've experienced in my MBA classes is that they are like immensely more practical than grad school or the undergrad classes. I kind of felt like in undergrad that I was still working full time at that point, but I would learn things at work that would help me do better in school, which is kind of like upside down from what it should be. Since starting my MBA, I feel like that's flipped. I feel like my grad school classes have actually given me better skills and tools to be better at my job, which has been really cool to see. And I think this class has been no different. I thought the workload was very manageable. I know we had a lot of blogs canceled, so that's probably part of it. If we had to write a blog every week, it would have been tougher. I found the discussion forums pretty interesting. I like that we were broken down into the same group each time, so you kind of get a little bit more of a feel for where these people work and can maybe provide some more meaningful input into what they're doing in their discussion forums, and it just kind of had a closer knit kind of group feel doing that. So I really like that. Um, one of the challenges, maybe not challenge, but one of the harder things was the group project. Just anytime you're doing a group project, people you don't really know, it can be a little tricky. Um, our group was great. It was one of the best uh, group projects I've experienced in my college career. Generally, I cringe when I see there's group projects. I'd rather just do it myself. I would imagine that most people prefer the same thing just because then you can work on your own schedule and it's not a big deal. But when you do a group project here, you have to schedule time to actually talk. So we created a text thread, which was great. Um, we had Hope and Elisa did a great job kind of heading this thing up and kind of led the project forward. But really, it's like we had buy-in from the whole group, which made it really nice. There was no real slackers. I've experienced that before, where somebody's clearly not pulling their weight, but we didn't experience that here. We all took a different section of the paper. We took a different section of the presentation, um, and it ended up being great. Um, so that was overall a positive experience. But yeah, like I said, anytime you're doing like a group project, it can be challenging. The other takeaway was I found some of the discussion forum questions very thought provoking. There was a lot of things related to the virtual workspace because it's organizational behavior and communication. Um, Especially with COVID now, a lot of people have been forced to to go virtual. So I thought it was interesting kind of hitting that because my firm that I work at, we went remote pretty much the beginning of March. The unique thing about us was that we were probably better prepared for it than a lot of people. Um, at our law firm, we utilize cloud-based technology so that our attorneys or whoever else can access any case files or anything they need to if they have a laptop in front of them. So we've been that way by design. So people have always kind of worked remotely. And I always say, my boss has said his goal is that any one of the employees at White Law Office can take their laptop to a beach and sit there. And if they have Wi-Fi, they can get work done. And he's okay with that, which is pretty sweet. So we were probably set up better to work remotely and go virtual than a lot of people. However, even with that, there was still challenges. You kind of cut down on some of that camaraderie that naturally happens being in the same building together. So I found it interesting going through the discussion forums and figuring out maybe some different techniques and tools that can be used to build some of that camaraderie and just how to have a more efficient, better workflow with virtual teams. So I really enjoyed that. I don't know if that's always included in the class or if that's kind of adapted because of what's going on with COVID, but I thought it was really cool. Overall, it was a great class. Learned some really practical things, organizational behavior stuff, which was great. Um, Classmates were good, workload was good, was manageable. And I appreciated that we were treated like working professional adults, which most people in MBA classes online are. So we didn't get treated like sometimes you get treated like children in some of these classes. So I appreciated that as well. Overall, a very positive experience. Um, Thankful I don't have to do it again, to be honest, because I would like to graduate and be done here. But overall, positive experience, learned some great things, and I appreciate you putting the effort you did into making it a great class. Thank you.